what this does is, in the case that an unscrupulous developer, and we have to treat everybody the same way, okay? An unscrupulous developer builds something other than what he presented to the planning commission. Okay? It's another way to justify a stop work order.
Yeah, okay.
Because he'll lose all his variances.
Okay.
The variances are dependent on him carrying forward with what he said he's going to do.
Okay, then it's worded fine by me. Well, okay, here, how about this? We say final construction plans shall incorporate the approved variances provided, or the variances approved by the ZBA. And then the plans would be approved, modified, and approved by the planning commission. And that way, I think it's trying to take a little bit of what Mark is saying. The plans ultimately are going to show the variances. You're going to show setbacks. You're going to have a table in there that shows the setbacks. You're going to have a table in there that shows the lot dimensions and how they vary from, which it already does. So, you know, if we wanted to do that.
Do I have a sense that we're in general, because we all have our ways of saying,
right.
I think we're getting into the minutiae here.
Right.
Okay, but ultimately, do we want to say that the final construction plans conform with the variances granted by the zoning board of appeals, as opposed to plans? We're not making plans, we're granting variances.
If I could, I mean, that's always the case. So I'm starting to question whether we should
just have the condition to be.
Not even have the condition, because I think we're reading much more into it than it was ever intended to achieve, and I don't think there's any danger that we're not going to be able to ensure that the applicant holds to the variances that are being approved. So I think
it's
really
completely enforceable without that.
Without the condition.
Right.
And I think
I'm sure it is. But I have experience in this town that goes back a few years.
Right.
And we had a developer put 13 extra feet on top of something he built, and it took a great deal of screaming and yelling to get the city at that time to recognize that fact and do something about it. And so I like the extra little thing in here that not only if you get caught building it too high, the building department can go say it's too high. They can also go and say, you better fix it or you're losing all your variances and you can't do anything. And that's nothing about this applicant. It's just, I think, a general good thing based on past experience.
It's a general requirement that would stand as written.
Okay, could we live with
Yes.
this sentence without getting into our own ways of wording?
Yeah.
I think what we need to get in there, if nothing else, is that the plan shall conform to the variances approved by the zoning board. So that's not
I personally
questionable.
like that language.
And then keep the rest of it, except as modified by the city. The city can't modify our variance. So you're talking about modifications that really have more to do with site planning and the building inspectors and the engineers and all of those people. Are we uncomfortable with keeping
I
that?
think that one sentence that you just said, Madam Chair, covers it.
Just
And
leave
leave
it
the
out,
rest of that
conform
with
to the
the-
plans presented, forgive me, shall conform to the variances granted by the zoning board of appeals.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Final, it's your sentence,
Final
it says,
plans.
final construction plans shall conform to the variances approved by the zoning board of appeals. Can we leave it at that?
Yeah, leave it at-
Now, Jen, you may want the rest.
No, I think that works for me.
It's okay? So there's no question about where that house is going, and how many feet it's going to be to the front of the street, and how many feet it's going to be in the back.
And if that phrase
And the
can
sun.
carry over to whatever final approvals are granted by the planning commission, that would give us a little belt and suspenders.
Okay. Well, we certainly will refer on to them.
So,
We'll be
agreement
referring
supported?
to us, and we'll be referring back to them.
Okay, final construction plans shall conform to the variances approved by the zoning board of appeals. Period.
All right.
Yes.
All right, now,
Do you want to make the motion since you
I
have the
do.
motion in front of us?
I want to make the motion, and I will go over some of this with you, because it would be impossible to write all this down, and it's here, so. Okay. Regarding the property at 409 Ringgold Street, City of Peekskill, would make a motion that the subject application be deemed a type 2 action under SEQA requiring no further environmental review.
I'll second that, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
it's a long thing, thank you.
Okay.
It's a long thing. The zoning board of appeals grants area variances from the City of Peekskill zoning ordinance regulations from section 575-22D, parenthesis 1, parenthesis B, regarding lot area, comma, section 575-22D, parenthesis 2, parenthesis A, regarding front yard. Section 575-22D, parenthesis 2, parenthesis B, bracket, thank you, regarding side yard. Section 575-22D, parenthesis 2, parenthesis C, regarding rear yard. Section 575-22D, parenthesis 1, parenthesis D, regarding lot depth. And section 575-12G, parenthesis 4, parenthesis B, regarding driveway regulations in order to construct a single-family dwelling on property located in the R1D, One Family Residence District, to expire on July 17, 2015. The variances include the following. Minimum lot area 6,000 square feet.
Well, that's the requirement, Madam.
Okay, forgive me.
Right.
The variances include the following. 3,500 square feet proposed, or 42% variance. Prior non-compliant lot. Secondly, minimum front yard, scratch that, 8 feet from front property line, or 67% variance.
Okay.
Regarding the side yard, 15.6 feet provided, or 9% variance.
Or the corollary is that it's 2.4 foot variance.
Right.
So the 2.4 part?
2.4 foot variance.
Oh, 2.4. And next is 28, regarding the rear yard, 20 feet, 28 feet, and a 4.5%.
There is a 2-foot variance. It's a 2-foot variance that he's requesting. So he's requesting a variance from the requirement of 30 feet so that he can provide a 28-foot
2-foot
yard.
variance, that's correct. There is no garage provided, therefore a paved area will be provided.
For at least 2 cars.
The rear yard variance, should be noted, is for the deck, not for the home. Lastly, final construction plans shall conform to the variances approved on July 17th by the Zoning Board of Appeals, City of Peekskill. And that concludes the motion. Do you
Second.
have a second?
Second.
Madam Chairman, may I ask a question?
Of course.
The length of time is good for 1 year, from when to when?
Well, today is July 17th.
Is it, Does the variance run out while, if I'm building a house still?
No. If you,
Prior to a building permit, or, you know,
I'll just quickly answer. If you can vest the variance by getting a foundation permit within that year.
and then it's good for another year?
No, then it's just, then you invest it.
Okay, okay, so,
If you started something, you're only gonna be within the variance.
if
We have
nothing,
no voted on.
say nothing happens, what happens? How do I, okay, I gotta back through all this again?
Yeah.
No, you can remove that
Registration
analysis.
process?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's,
Variance is not,
yeah,
okay.
you can. Oh, I thought it could.
Site plan approval, because from now to site plan approval, you can't do anything anyway, can't you?
Yeah, I don't have the benefit of the attorney here. When the issues come up, the city code clearly states that variances lapse after 1 year unless construction is commenced. And I believe there's, I think that's exactly what it says. So the way that is, the metric that's used by the city for that is, even if no construction is occurring, if a permit has been issued, even if it's for demolition or a foundation, it's deemed as construction has commenced. Right. Well, the commission is expected to act next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, if you want to leave it at today, then it's today.
I don't know that it can be moved as far as legally. I don't know that you can designate a date that it starts, or that the clock starts.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, it starts tonight.
Okay. Okay, so, we have the motion in place, it's been seconded. We now need to vote on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries, and you have your variance.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All best to you. It's a nice looking house. Look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Okay. We just have a little bit of housekeeping, which I think we can do quickly.